Hey there people, it's Danny from Conscious Calisthenics. So I want to talk about something that I've only made one video on before, and that is dry fasting. And in this video I'm going to talk about what dry fasting is and how you can actually do dry fasting. I'm going to talk about the benefits with dry fasting and a lot of other details on dry fasting. So this is going to be one of the most extensive videos that I will ever make on dry fasting. So if you want to learn about this fully, I recommend that you watch the whole entire video from start to finish. So first off, dry fasting is literally abstaining from all liquids and foods, and you wouldn't consume any supplements. You're literally consuming nothing whatsoever, which is obviously a very different to water fasting, where you can consume things such as coffee and other liquids and supplements and various other things as well. And there is two different types of dry fasting methods. There is the soft dry fast, which is way easier for people to do, and most people are going to find that they can fast with dry fasting for a longer period of time when doing a soft dry fast, which this means abstaining from consuming anything that is a food source or liquid whatsoever, as I just mentioned with what dry fasting is. But you can still brush your teeth, shower, and come into contact with water externally on your body. So your body is going to be getting some sources of water through absorbing it through the skin. So this is why it's easier and why it's called a soft dry fast. And then you have a hard dry fast, and this is way more hardcore. This is why it's called a hard dry fast. So this means you also come into contact with no water whatsoever. No getting in swimming pools, no showers, no baths, no brushing your teeth whatsoever. And this type of dry fast will give you even greater benefits than a soft dry fast. But like I said, it's a lot harder for the majority of people to do. So with dry fasting, it's just very simple. You just avoid all of those things that I've mentioned, and that is it. And I have quite a bit of experience with dry intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting anywhere up to 24 hours with a dry fast. And I did make a video quite some time ago where I showed me before and after a 24-hour hard dry fast that I'd done, and I lost around 10.14 pounds of weight within just 24 hours, which is around 4.6 kilos, which is a significant amount of weight to lose. And obviously a lot of that is water weight. It is not just fat, for obvious reasons, because you're not consuming any sources of water whatsoever. So for obvious reasons, a lot of the weight you're losing is through peeing water out whilst in the dry fasted state. And a lot of people, when they hear about dry fasting, they get really concerned. They think that being very dehydrated is a very dangerous thing and you're getting no source of water whatsoever. But the matter of fact is, you are getting a source of water that is being created via your body internally. Because when you're in a dry fast and you get hours and hours and hours into it, your body goes into a state of ketosis. And then what is happening is your body fat is being broken down, and within the body fat is free hydrogen molecules that are being released within the body. And then what happens is hydrogen binds with oxygen within the blood, which then is creating water internally. So you do not need to be concerned whatsoever with dry fasting and running into a state where you're not getting any water whatsoever, because we're obviously mostly made up of water, and if you're getting no water source or whatsoever, that would be very dangerous. So the body is very clever, and it has this mechanism that it induces within you when you are dry fasting. Now you may be wondering, well, why would you do a dry fast over a water fast? And there is some information out there that various people have shared that dry fasting over water fasting actually burns 3 times more fat when you are doing it in comparison to a water fast. So that is one of the main reasons why a lot of people do dry fasting over water fasting, because they want to get the greatest weight loss benefits possible. And Thomas DeLauer, which is a huge YouTuber which talks about intermittent fasting, water fasting, dry fasting and other various things that I talk about on this channel on a regular basis, he made a video talking about the fat burning benefits from dry fasting over water fasting in a video.
1 day of dry fasting is equivalent to 3 days of water fasting as far as autophagy is concerned and as far as overall cleansing of the cells is concerned.
That I will link down below, so if you're interested in that you can go and check that out. So now you may be wondering, well, how long should you dry fast for to get to the most optimal benefits from it? And if you look into this online, especially on YouTube, one of the biggest creators for dry fasting videos on YouTube is someone that runs a channel called The Snake Diet. And he actually says that you need to fast for at least 72 hours to get the full autophagy benefits.
Perform a 72-hour dry fast minimum, because you get all out of it unless you go at least 72 hours, because that's how long it takes to really have that autophagy kick in.
Which is self-cannibalism within the body, which gives you the greatest longevity and health benefits from fasting. But I personally have to completely disagree with him, because Dr. Mindy Pelz actually made a video talking about when the full effects of autophagy kick in.
At about 16 hours is when we start to hit the autophagy sweet spot. And autophagy is where the cells, in the absence of food, will start to eat the toxins. Both of these have an anti-aging effect. So between 16 hours and about 24 hours, you're getting maximum growth hormone, maximum autophagy. This is the spot that most of you are going to want to stay at on a daily basis.
You can see from what she just said, it kicks in from the 16 to 24 hour window. So you don't need to dry intermittent fast for a minimum of 72 hours to get the full benefits from it, unlike what that person is saying on the Snake Diet YouTube channel. And what I do is, for where he talked about that and Dr. Mindy Pelz video, I will also put links down below for them in case you're interested in checking them out. And there's a lot of information out there on dry fasting, all different benefits you get. A lot of people say you will get increased benefits with autophagy and the hormonal benefits and all the other benefits that water fasting can give you. So if you're someone that feels naturally drawn to giving dry fasting a go, you can give it a go, and I would recommend fasting for shorter periods of time and not pushing yourself too far, because then you can get into dangerous territory. And I personally prefer intermittent dry fasting and extended dry fasting over intermittent fasting with water or an extended water fast. But that is just something that my body has naturally wanted me to do over time, and I just feel way better from it. And especially when I'm doing intermittent dry fasting like I am now, which I'm about 18 hours into my intermittent dry fast, I notice that I just look way more ripped. My body fat percentage just looks way lower. But when I'm drinking loads of water throughout the day with daily intermittent fasting, I just start to lose a lot of definition in my muscles, and I just start to get that watery, bloated out look, which just doesn't make my body look the best whatsoever. And I just love that I don't have to think about consuming any liquids or anything whatsoever whilst in the intermittent fasting state with dry fasting. And I just find that I feel way better within my mind and body when abstaining from all water completely, whether it's with daily intermittent dry fasting or extended dry fasting. So from my own experience, I just feel that it makes me feel the best that I can whilst I'm doing any type of fasting. And even though I'm 18 hours into dry fasting and my last meal was yesterday that had a lot of salt in, I don't feel dehydrated whatsoever. If you look at my urine, as you can see from the urine I've collected this morning, it's really dark and like an orange colour, which a lot of people say that's really bad, you're dehydrated, you need to drink water. That I don't feel dehydrated whatsoever. My lips are still very full, they're not dry, my mouth or tongue isn't dry whatsoever. I have no desire for water. But what I have been very mindful of is when I'm going to embark on a dry fast and I have my last meal, normally that night after the meal I do have a desire for water, but then as I've got used to dry fasting over time, that desire just starts to go. And I find a lot of time I just want water because I like cool water to cool me down, and I just like to drink water. So a lot of time it seems to me, from my own experience, that I'm consuming water a lot of the time when I don't actually need it, just like a lot of people with eating multiple meals a day. So as you become more in tune with your body, like I am, I only really drink liquids when I need to. And there's also times where I've gone through stages of drinking a lot of water, and like I said, it has a negative effect on how my body looks, and I just don't feel the best overall. So for me, it just makes sense for me to do a dry fasting the majority of the time over water fasting. So if you're someone that's never done dry fasting before and you're intermittent fasting, start giving dry intermittent fasting a go and see how you feel with it. And then once you've got used to it, you can start to try some longer dry fasting if that's what you want to do, such as a 24-hour one or a 36-hour one, 42-hour one, or multiple days of dry fasting. And I have so many friends that do intermittent dry fasting and dry fasting for days and days and days in a row. And they all say time and time again that they prefer it over water fasting, and they notice more significant benefits from it over water fasting. But yeah, I do want to say, be very careful. This is a caution. There are a lot of people, especially in the Western world, that want to push themselves into dangerous territories with certain extreme calorie restriction diets or fasting or various other things, and then you can get into dangerous territory. So make sure that you're very mindful and careful around this, and you don't push yourself too far, because it could be dangerous. So make sure to stay safe. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs down, and please share this with anyone that you think would love to hear about what dry fasting is and how to dry fast and all the various other things I talked about with dry fasting in this video today. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below to receive a lot more informational videos from me on a weekly basis on intermittent dry and water fasting, extended water fasting, weight loss, calisthenics, also what I eat and do in a day videos, and so many other videos to share with you so much valuable information that you can put into your everyday lifestyle to help you go in the direction of gaining and maintaining the body that you desire, the fitness levels and the energy levels, like I have managed to, and many other people that have followed my information consistently over time to get those results. So if those type of videos sound good to you, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and you click the bell notification button next to the subscribe button. Otherwise YouTube will not notify you of when new videos are uploaded, and I have new ones coming almost every single day. So as always, stay fit, stay energetic, and go and get those gains. Peace.